Good morning, everybody. I'm here to let you guys know what the side effects of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine are. So the short story on getting it, people were complaining as to how difficult it was to schedule an appointment and where they had to go to get them, and nothing was available. So I just took a quick look. I was curious as to the process, what everybody was talking about, so I went on, happened to get lucky and was able to score not only the date that I had wanted, but also the time that I had wanted on my first trip through the process. First time through, it might be a little cumbersome. There's a lot of reading, a lot of buttons you got to fill in or touch to get to where you want to go. But once you figure it out, the first time through is the toughest. Second time, you zip right through. It's not a big deal. So I scheduled my appointment, and 2 days later, I was able to get my vaccine. So this is for the Johnson & Johnson. I did not know I was signing up for the Johnson & Johnson. It didn't tell me until after I filled out all the registration forms online and printed them off that I saw that it was the Johnson & Johnson. Oh, we got some morning traffic here. There we go. Oh, there's a few more. Woo! So, anyhow, we got all signed up. The day of the appointment, I went in, opened the door. They took your temperature right there at the door, pointed you to another desk, went down to that desk. Very pleasant lady just confirmed that your driver's license matched all your paperwork. They tell you to go stand in another line, and I stood there for maybe 4 minutes. There was probably 8 to 10 people ahead of me, and pointed down to a long row of tables with people all over the place. It looked a bit hectic, but they were actually very organized. It was very well. Went down, sat down. There were 2 ladies. One lady was behind a laptop. Another lady was on my side of the table. She was the one who was given the shot. So we sat down, very small talk, handed my paperwork to the lady with the computer. She was typing. The only 2 questions I was asked were, do I have any food allergies? And have I ever had a reaction to vaccines in the past? I answered no to both. And the lady administering the vaccine, she grabbed my arm, told me I was going to feel a pinch, which I did. And right after the pinch, I could feel a burning sensation growing deep inside the site of the injection. It got pretty intense towards the end, but it only lasted about 4 seconds. She pulled the needle out, and the burning went away as she pulled out the needle. That was it. They gave me a note, said I could leave at 15 minutes after they administered the shot, and that's what happened. Walked out of the building, no issues, headed on home. So I noticed on the trip home that the best way I can describe it is it felt like there was a string attached underneath my left ring finger and my middle finger. And it felt like it was pulling like underneath my skin, but over the knuckles into the palm of my hand, only through those 2 fingers. It wasn't uncomfortable, it wasn't painful. It was just an interesting sensation. I could still move my hands, everything was good. So rest of the day was absolutely fine. I mean, you know that you got a shot in the arm. Comparing the shot to the tetanus, the pain and all, I would much rather get the vaccine shot than the tetanus, because I would say it was a third of the uncomfortableness. Man, busy day today. It was a third of the uncomfort associated with the tetanus shot. Didn't end the day, had no issues with it. So went to bed that night, woke up the next day. There's a walker. Woke up the next day, and they talk about the 24 hours afterwards. I woke up with a headache in my temples. It was nothing to stop my day. It was uncomfortable but not unpleasant. I had a congestion feeling in my sinuses, but it wasn't producing any mucus or discharge. It was fine. The 2 that I weren't expecting was a sore neck. Right at the base of my neck, between my shoulder blades. Felt like I slept wrong. That's kind of how I wrote it off, was, oh man, I must have slept wrong. Wasn't expecting that. And my hips hurt. The joints of my hips into my pelvis, they were sore. All of these symptoms were nothing that was going to stop me from my regular day. Got up, had breakfast, got cleaned up, had a regular day. Somewhere around 10 o'clock or so, I thought I would take a couple of Aleve. The active ingredient in Aleve is the naproxen, and after taking 2 of those, it took an hour, and all my symptoms were gone. That was it. Pretty simple. There's not much more to talk about it. The headache, the sinuses, the neck ache, and the hips were all diminished, in my case, from the naproxen. Went to bed that night, woke up the next day, and haven't had any issues since. Today's like the 5th or 6th day afterwards. Let's see, I had it on Saturday, today's Thursday. So 5 days later, everything has been fine. The soreness in the arm is gone. I have no issues. So anyways, I don't have anything to say about the Pfizer or the Moderna. It's from what I hear, everybody else is getting the same thing. My friends who have gotten either one of those two have the same claims as everybody else. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I have nothing to do with the medical field or the pharmaceutical companies. I'm just a guy who received his vaccine and couldn't find anything on the Johnson & Johnson issue, so here we are. Hope this helps you guys out. Anybody else who has gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, feel free to post down below as to what your experience was, and maybe we can help some other people out or make people comfortable to want to go and get it. All right. Good luck, everybody. Keep healthy.